Well, good evening and welcome everyone out there to Quiett Gentleman Entertainment here on Twitch. Tonight we have Growing Shadows. This is our Ninja Crusade 2nd edition actual play where we all play a bunch of kid ninjas, or they all play a bunch of kid ninjas, and I run a game for them. So really quick, we'll go ahead and do some quick introductions of my table tonight. We are missing one member, but let's get that out of the way really quick. So tonight I am joined by Justine. So if you want to kick us off, we are missing one member.
Yeah, I'm Justine, and I play Ranto and her dog Kyou.
Thank you very much. All right, and we also have, of course, our producer, but also playing in our game tonight, we have Roxanne.
Hello, I am Roxanne, and I play Kyou Fujishita, the group's gregarious, loud, useless in combat merchant friend.
And we also have joining us tonight, Steven.
Hi,
I'm Steven. I play Chet, our group's obnoxious, loud, useful in combat aristocrat friend. Steven, I play Chet.
I'm surprised you didn't introduce yourself as the protagonist. That's usually your intro.
Aristocrat friend. You know,
And
I'm surprised you didn't introduce yourself as the protagonist. That's usually your intro.
And we also have joining us tonight, Sammy.
Hi, I play Takumi, who's good with a bow and a brush and is the true protagonist. Hi,
Tell nobody.
Wow.
Tell no one.
Bow and a brush and
So
is the
tonight
true
we are
protagonist.
missing Toan. Toan is got family things tonight, and so as we always say at our table, family and real life comes first. So we wish him the best, and I promise not to kill his character. So with that said, we're going to be kicking off the game very shortly. I do want to say thank you to everyone who has been following us and reached out to us and is still a fan of the show, even though we've had a couple hiatuses. Hopefully, starting this time, we will be continuing forward, and we'll have some surprises and other things coming your way. That said, we're going to go ahead and kick off game. So, for my table, you have spent the last week or so as guests of the Hidden Strand. The clan and their kind of stronghold in the trade city of Tenokiba, a city that is both charming and dangerous. You are surrounded by shops and bazaars of every type. A brief tour of the city shows that it is filled with every division and delight. And just as you think you've seen it all with the roads and paths crisscrossing, you find yet another district with new pleasures from sights, sounds, smells, and tastes. During this time, you've been waiting for a trade ship that would be able to take you by ocean to the eastern reaches of the Empire, nearest to the border, so that you might be getting the long trek south to the Urashi Sea and the port there, where the final non-ninja conspirator against the Empire is hiding. Science time. Can you hear us now? Can you hear us now?
Nope, it's looping continuously. Just a second. I know why it is doing it too.
Can you hear us now?
And out of
I usually switch to mod view when the video is not playing, but the video is playing. So give it a few seconds. And if you could redo that intro, I'm sorry, John. When the video is not playing, but you all know who we all are. Guy is off doing family things. Sorry, John, because he has family and he wants to take a vacation. And I can't blame him. So, but you, yes, can you still hear us twice? It should be better now. He has family and he wants to take a vacation. No, it doesn't look like it's better. 1 second. But you,
out of
yes, now
curiosity,
what's happening? Still hear us twice. It should be better now.
Roxy, do you have your camera on?
1 second. But you,
Out of
yes, now what's
curiosity,
happening? Still hear us twice. It should be better.
I don't see you at all on either of your
I
two
see you.
sources.
Oh, you might need to refresh. Just 1 second. You can still hear us twice? Okay.
I don't.
What
see
is
you at
going
all
on
either of
now?
your two
I see you.
sources.
Oh, you might need to refresh. Just 1 second. You can still hear us
twice?
Just a second, y'all. Okay.
I don't
What
see
is
you at
going
all
on
either
now?
problem.
Oh, you might need to refresh. Just 1 second. You can still hear us twice? Just a second, y'all. Okay. What is going on now?
If I refresh by leaving and coming back, is that going to screw things up for you, Roxy?
It'll come right back. But if everybody could be quiet for just 1 second, I'll see if this is fixed. Okay, I think we're fixed. But go ahead and refresh your screen. It'll pop you out. It'll rearrange things for a second, but it'll fix when you come back.
Okay.
It'll only take a second.
All right. BRB.
He's gone. He's back.
And now he's back. Okay, I fixed it. I don't know what was playing, but apparently the stream was playing on another browser that I didn't realize I had open, so that was my bad. So I apologize for the confusion and for the I'm sure it was a cacophony of us. And
Which is never a bad thing.
Oh, I've lost Roxanne's audio completely. Hold on, I think I have to refresh.
okay.
I might be the only one not having computer issues for a change.
Just remember,
Usually it's my computer's buggy.
my camera and audio is coming through the P Pro laptop user, not the RuWorks user.
Ooh.
Right.
So that is one of the confusing things.
So now I'm not seeing Papin since he refreshed. Like I'm seeing less people now.
Oh no.
This is
I have
fun.
everybody.
I have everybody as well.
I have everybody. Papin, can you hear us?
Yeah, the only person I had audio issues with was Roxanne for whatever reason. And
Okay.
Can you hear us now?
Yeah.
What about Sammy?
I can hear everybody. I can hear everybody just fine. I just can't see Steven or Roxy now. It's fine if that's all the issue is.
Yeah, I can still see you all, so you're all on the stream properly.
Okay.
If that is comforting at all.
That's all that matters.
And Discord just did a new update, and so it's possible we all will need to update after this show. So we'll just play it by ear.
But everything looks good now. Sound is good. We've had some people say hello in the chat. Hello to you all. It's good to see you. It's good to see you,
Hello,
Mitchell and
chat.
Phil and Jonathan.
Hello.
Thank you for coming out. Amanda, thank you for letting us know about the audio issue. Hopefully we're all back on green light.
Since we're starting over and we're going to go back to our intro, really quick, I do want to take a second and cover a couple things really quick. How many subscribers are we at right now?
Good question. Just a second.
Because we do subscription points that turn into something.
I think
for
we're at
my players.
16 subs, I think.
All right. So my players, I'm going to go ahead and say that you get 1 reroll and 3 extra points of karma. I believe that should be the table pool, correct? Because we start with 5 karma, 1 for each player. I will let y'all have the 1 for Toan, even though he's not here tonight.
And thanks for the new sub with Prime, Sir Pike Otter. We appreciate it.
Yay, thank you.
So we're up to 17.
Up to 17. So we're still going to keep it at 3 karma, 1 reroll for my players. There are ways for you to get involved using channel points to buy rerolls and other things for the players throughout the game. I just want to say that we are going to make it to where it is only 1 roll per game that they can reroll. So we can't just reroll, because we were having a lot of fun, but the challenge, it was a little less challenging, and so we're going to change that up this time. Just tossing that out there to everybody. But that said, we're going to restart our story and go from there. So for my table, you have spent the last week or so as guests of the Hidden Strand clan in the trade city of Tenokiba, a city that is both dangerous and charming. You are surrounded by shops and bazaars of every type. A brief tour of the city shows it is filled with every division and delight. And just as you think you've seen it all, with its roads and paths crisscrossing, you find yet another district with new pleasures from sights, sounds, smells, and even taste. During this time, you've been waiting for a trade ship that would be able to take you by ocean to the eastern reaches of the Empire, nearest the border, so you may begin the long trek south to the Arashi Sea and the port there where the final non-ninja conspirator against the Empire is in hiding. During that week, you see yet another way of living in the Empire. You have been grown up, of course, in the city of Danketsu. You have seen different areas where people are living as servants to the empire in a form of pretty much forced slavery. You've seen war, you've seen famine, you've seen districts where people really aren't living that hard, but this is yet another way. And here the strands seem to keep a fierce and unseen hold on the city's finances. Officials are kept sated and paid off. You'll see your emperor's guards and city officials lounging about, pretty much doing nothing, ignoring the fact of what's going on in broad daylight. They fill out their paperwork and they're happy because essentially they're paid off and get whatever they want. Businesses reap the benefits of unregulated capitalism here. Crimes hide, but the common citizen lives and prospers at the fickle whim of the forces that surround him. So this is where your characters find yourselves. What would you be doing as we see your characters there? So who wants to start off? Tell me what your character would be doing.
I think Go ahead.
I'm selling my knife.
You're selling your knife. Which knife?
Yeah.
The one
His
that
knife.
The knife
The
I
one-
took off Koga.
Okay.
That became mine. I'm gonna sell it. I didn't actually want it. I just didn't want him to have it.
Did you write on it Chet's knife?
It's like it's on tape. It's like Sharpie on tape.
Wow.
When you take your controller to like a friend's party, you want to make sure you leave with yours.
Okay. Somebody happily buys it off for you. So you have additional funds now.
Nice.
Anything else that your character would be doing while you're here? What would you be doing to distract yourself during that week?
During the week, probably mostly just shopping.
Okay.
New clothes, makeover, montage.
Cool. New
Good.
glasses.
We need a good dressing room montage.
Yeah, I'm constantly coming out in different crazy outfits, and they're either giving me the thumbs up or they're going.
Ranto's like in a corner and like a perfume lady sprays her in the face, offering her a sample, and she just kills over while this is all happening. You can pick
Oh
her
my
up in
God.
2 hours when she comes to.
Leg twitching in the air.
Yeah.
Not much more than that.
Okay. I will say for Takumi, our resident artist of the group, you see works from all over the empire. And you're like, ooh, this is something. This is nice. I didn't even know this one was here. And then you go to the next booth, like a few stalls down that trades in art, and you see the exact same paintings.
Ah!
You're like, oh. But what else do you think your character would be doing?
Do you see any made by your dad's boyfriend or by your mom's boyfriend?
That's my friend. It works.
The twist and turn.
I was about to say, the
It's a
more
progressive
y'all-
family.
the more y'all insist on this, the weirder it gets. And I haven't done anything or acknowledged any part of this as of this point. If there's just so many copies of rare works out there, I feel inclined to make them unique. So if I can get away with it, whenever I come across a painting that I've seen before, can I quickly alter it in some way, shape, or
Vandalize the
form?
prints.
No, just make them unique.
Yeah, that's completely different.
Yeah,
But
I'm not vandalizing it.
let me see really quick. So I'm gonna say that are you doing this with the person's knowledge that you're doing it, like the person running the booth?
Oh, heavens no, they wouldn't let me do that.
All right, so
Not
I'm
vandalism.
going to say that you need to make a I think it's stealth
Okay.
and how about crafts and stealth?
Oh, okay. Can I apply my +1 crafts when creating works of art?
Sure.
Cool. I'm creating new art.
And and because you gave me a good description and helped put me the story forward, add another dice.
Uh, 4 successes.
Wow. Okay. You managed to change them. How would describe what are some of the changes you would make?
So I imagine that one of these pieces of art is this beautiful like landscape with a classical style like Chinese bridge over a calm little pond, and there's a lovely couple like walking across the bridge with their backs to the viewer, and so like the guy is wearing one of those great big hats that like guy typically wears. So on one of the pictures, I'll turn that guy's hat into a top hat. On another one that I see that's a copy of that, the woman has an umbrella, not open, but just like hanging off of her wrist. I'll turn that into a leash with a dog on it. Just slight subtle things that just add to the story, but make the story different every time.
Absolutely. And at the same time, who knows? If you become famous, these could be works that are sought after of yours, right?
I'll add my initials next to whoever the original artist was in the corner.
There you go.
They call that a collaboration.
Yeah. This is a street collab.
Absolutely. So, let's see. And what about Kyou?
Kyou is probably checking out some of the stalls, looking for anybody he knows, and seeing in fact is seeing if any of the Fujishita traveling arms are currently here. And if they are, then he's probably going, let me see your books. What's going on here? How you doing?
Absolutely. I will let you spend 1 karma from the table. And yes, you have it makes sense that you would have part of the company that you operate
Spices and textiles. And I'll, even though I'm not actually here on family business, I am going to definitely pretend like I'm there on family business. So.
Okay. The workers there, of course, recognize your name. They begin immediately providing you with books. You're treated like royalty. You are part of the family that oversees everything. And so it's an interesting, the shoe is on another foot as everyone else sees you being treated probably out of the entire group with the greatest amount of respect.
Nice.
Yeah. That said, if there's nothing else y'all are doing during the week, as about a week and a half passes, your liaison with the Strands finds you and informs you that a boat has arrived. It is named the Pearl of Prosperity, and it's a large ship designed to traverse the ocean while carrying a vast multitude of trade goods. They inform you that they have secured you a location to have your cart stored on this ship. It is big enough that this ship is basically like, we have room enough for that. The one proviso is you will have to care for your livestock yourself. And so it'll be up to you to feed them and to take care of any cleaning the stalls, mucking, and that sort of thing while at sea.
Could somebody hopefully remind me what we had so lovingly named our mules?
Paula Abmule and Ferris Mueller.
Thank you.
Did y'all not have a Don
Very-
Quixote?
Not yet. I think we only have the two.
We did.
I
we
think,
did.
I think the name was brought up, but I don't
It
think
was
agreed
Don
upon.
Quixote. We did get a donkey. I forgot
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
I knew
don't
we
remember
needed
if
to
we kept
decide
them.
on some traditional Japanese names, which is where their names came from.
I believe in having fun. But you're shown to this large ship, which takes up an entire dock by itself. This thing is immense. You did not know ships were this size, to be quite honest. But the strands inform you, yeah. So we wish you the best of luck, and please leave our city. Akakage and Naomi will see you off. They inform you that the strands are not trying to be rude. You just are not a part of their plans here, and so they wish you to leave as soon as possible.
Okay. Because
They're
that
it's
felt
that
really rude.
yeah, it's a very Akakage is like they're just a very matter of fact clan. They don't really mince words except when they want to, and they did not expect your arrival. This is their stronghold. I'm not surprised that they want to rush you out.
It's a fine. How do you buy?
I mean, it's not like we were trying to stay here longer than necessary. They knew we wanted to leave. They didn't have to. That's all I'm saying. They didn't have to be mean about it.
It doesn't hurt my feelings. I can't wait to get out of here.
What's that saying? What's your hurry? Here's your hat. What's your hurry? Isn't that what they did?
Yep.
Hate to see you go. Love to watch you leave.
That's a
That's a
whole different one.
That's when you like butts.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's for butt people.
It's for butts.
I'm sure there's another application.
I think you're just called people.
Most people.
Speaking of butts, you
Yes.
probably can't see it.
Yes, don't forget about our merch. And you too can have dumpling butts adorning yourself. But that said,
The cute dumpling butts.
yep, butt naked dumplings. As your characters board the ship, it sets off out into a large gulf. You are now moving northward through the territories. Every mile through this large gulf that seems to straddle between two sections of this peninsula, or there's a peninsula off to your left. You know that there is a greater ocean beyond that, but you will be traveling east once you make it out. Along the way, there are very vast fir and deciduous forests, and largely it feels like this is all untouched territory. Like the war doesn't even exist here. You don't really see troops moving. Most of the conflict is all in the south, and it's very easy to get relaxed here. As you're situating yourselves and unloading, basically finding a bunk and whatever else for you to stay, checking on your two mules, you hear a familiar voice saying to you, "Well, I guess you losers finally got here." And turning
Here,
around
yo.
and find yourself facing Koga.
Oh, it's you.
Yeah, it's me. Is
Thought we were
there?
rid of you.
Technically, you are. We just happen to be traveling the same direction.
So
Ugh,
we're not
I hate
really.
it when that happens. It's so awkward. We're just like walking down the road and we say bye, and then it's the same direction. Oh gosh, I hate that.
We're not
Why
really
are you
rid
still
of
here?
you.
For those of you tuning in, Koga, especially if you're new to this, Koga is the rival for Chet. He is the two of them, actually the whole group here, were being trained as ninja in the village of Danketsu. He was a part of a different class, under a different trainer, and oftentimes was a bit of a bully. Not effectively, though. So he is roughly their same age and ability, but he ended up joining the Serpents clan. And unfortunately ending up in the training under someone who has now become one of the chief villains for our party here. Although now he has discovered that he was only being used. And that's where we are now. Look, I'm just on this boat. You're on this boat. I will stay out of your way. Just stay out of mine, okay?
All right, and I'll pull out the marker that I used to write my name on the knife I sold that used to be his, and I'll do it all down the middle of the ship. I'll just be
Big
like,
ship.
all right, you stay on your side of the ship. We'll stay on ours.
Did you go short ways or long ways with the marker?
I was short ways.
Oh, of course. So are we confined to the front half or the back half of the boat?
Whichever half has our animals on it.
Good thinking.
Which side is mine again, Chet? Is it this side? He steps over, or is it this side?
Oh.
Think. Oh man, do I fight this kid right now?
Yeah.
Seems to want it.
I hear a voice echoing in the back of my head. Mom, he crossed the line. He's on my side of the seat.
It's like, look, you know that that's your side because I'm on this side. Obviously, it wouldn't be this side.
Kyou kind of walks
So you're
out.
saying this side, and he steps across again.
Kyou comes out around now, shaking his hands because he's been down, making sure the animals are stabled properly and feeding them, and has just walks into this and is on the wrong side of the line. Like, who put this here? Why is this here?
Did.
I
Oh.
deliberately put us on the right side of the line.
But if he just came out from that side, then does that mean we're on the wrong side?
So, Kyo, Border Patrol over here decided that it was a good idea to to split the boat in half so that we don't have to share half of the boat with Koga. And it's
At that
working
point-
swimmingly.
At that part, are we swimming? No. At that point, I realized that Koga is here because I have not been paying attention at all. I'm like, what the hell are you doing here? Thought we
Look.
left you somewhere.
Somewhere.
I'm not.
Are
just
you
gonna
not
sit
high
around-
anymore? Are you better?
No, I'm not high anymore. Look, I just don't want to sit around in Tenokiba being watched after by the Strands or your master. If I'm going to do anything, I'm going to head back. And that's just how it is. So we're kind of traveling the same direction for now.
You mean you're going to head back to Danketsu? Is that what you mean?
Probably if I can get there. So, I mean, I hear that the war is still going on, and if the Serpent Clan is still in the Bridge to Victory province, I will probably go there. But for now,
You think they're going to trust you?
I can provide information on what Onimaru has been doing.
But you're also a kid and you're easily manipulatable, so they're probably not going to count anything that you have to say about anything. So you were probably better being...
Manipulatable.
Well, that's a clan matter, and I'll worry about how things work out for my clan. You worry about yours.
I do worry about mine. And last I checked, you did betray the Lotus Coalition, so I'm just saying, I don't know, maybe you should just, I don't know, not go back to Danketsu and make a life for yourself somewhere else.
Oh, whoa. Okay. I agree that the dude has made some messed up choices, but I think that's a little harsh.
I didn't tell him to hurt himself. I just said go start a life somewhere else.
Yeah, no, you basically just told him to shove off. And
Yeah.
while part of me agrees with that, he is trying to make it right.
How is he trying to make it right? He literally threatened to murder me in the open road.
He did do that.
Has never apologized for it. And if he apologizes now, he's only doing it to get me to shut up about it.
Yeah,
Sure,
but you did
it's
steal his
perfect.
knife.
Oh yeah, that's
Because he did threaten to kill him
that's
in the
totally
the
comparable.
open public.
Yeah.
I would have
take
taken his knife too.
Look,
I'm going to take away the weapon he would use to do it.
It's been a couple weeks. It's fuzzy.
look. If you can take a dagger from me, I hope you can bury the hatchet too, because I'm done.
You're
That
done
was
with being a
strict
ninja?
line.
No, I'm done with whatever it is that y'all are doing. I'm done with whatever this is. I'm a ninja, and I'm gonna do what I need to do. You do what you need to do.
All right, but like you said, stay out of my way.
Yeah.
You get in it
Thank
again, you're not surviving.
Okay, now you just threatened to kill him, so now we look like jerks.
Now we're on even ground. Now the
Whatever. Chet.
how does it feel?
How does it feel?
Yeah, how does it feel?
I don't know. I don't really care. I mean,
This-
quite
this is-
frankly, what am I supposed to say? What, am I supposed to be worried when, here I am outnumbered and a guy's trying to threaten me?
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I'm just saying you did the exact same thing, but you had your master on your back. We've all known you for years, and we've grown up together, and you've always treated us like crap. And then you
Always.
threatened to kill our friend. So
Yep.
yeah, when we found you stoned off your ass and being left behind by the people that you've foolishly decided to side with, yeah,
And
we
pardon
took your
me-
knife
And pardon me for not treating you nicely.
because you
because
don't
of
treat
all the
us
hell
nicely.
You put us through.
Are we supposed to just forget that? Because he's right. You haven't said you're sorry. I don't care if you want to. I mean, we could even be friends someday, but not if you're going to continue to act like this and act like we just should forget everything that you've ever done and that you weren't with traitors.
It's like
Because you
want
don't
us-
seem to get it that they left you behind and
it's-
they thought you were trash.
It's like you want us to forgive you, but you're doing nothing to earn that forgiveness.
You could start by letting him talk.
Bad point.
Every time he talks, all he says is, "I don't care about this. I'm done with you."
Because I don't think there's anything I can do that's going to make it better.
At least
I
you acknowledge
followed-
it.
Yeah, I followed an absolute evil person. I got screwed over. He screwed over the coalition. He wanted to use me. Right now, I'm the only one who supports me, and I can live with that for the moment. I'm at least going to do what I think is right.
I don't think that there's anything more that we can expect from him at the moment. So there's no point in chewing him out or trying to pick a fight with him or quartering off part of the boat for
He's
his
the one-
personal space.
He's the one who told us to stay out of his way.
I mean, has he acknowledged that we did save his life?
Yeah, you saved my life. I thought I said that. I'm sorry if I didn't. Yes, you saved my life. I would be dead. You might have even saved the Lotus Coalition, because if you had left me behind, who knows what would have happened. They probably would have tortured me.
We wouldn't have let them do that, I hope you know. We actually followed you because we were concerned of what was going on. So, we don't have to like each other, but you at least need to know that we're not just hounding you because we can. Chet might be, but we're not just being jerks because we can be jerks.
I get that. At least I know. There's nothing I'm going to do. There's nothing I can do that's going to make this better. Best I can do is do what I do. Best what you can do is do what you do.
If we find a way for you to make it better, will you listen to us?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think your plan is bad at all, Koga. Going back and dealing with your clan and whatever that looks like, I don't think that's a bad plan. I hope that whatever it is that you come across, you find a way to make it better, whatever that looks like. I can't say that I completely trust you, nor can I say anything for anybody else here, quite obviously. But I hope whatever it is that you're doing, you figure out a way to leave it better than what you have been part of so far, I guess is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
I've got to find a wash basin. I don't know what's on my hands, but it stinks.
Yes, please.
I start to walk off.
You're making me
Oh.
sick.
I can help you with that. I can identify that.
So,
Yeah.
without too
It's
many
cool.
words, Koga seems to just wander off in deep thought. Doesn't really say much else. You continue on your journey for a bit, and it's not too long after that a bell sounds in the on the ship. Not a general alarm or anything like that. More like this a call to a call to quarters, essentially. Is anybody going to run go check out what's going on or anything?
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah, I'll go as well.
All hands on deck.
So you get up to the main deck, and there seems to be a frantic search going on.
I'll run up to the person who seems most in charge, get in a fighting stance, and say, "What is it? Is it a giant squid?"
No, not at all. We've got a stowaway on board.
Oh.
And we're just going through and looking for them. We've noticed some of our rations are starting to disappear, and quite frankly, we plan these things out pretty well. We can't exactly have an extra mouth to feed unless they're also providing something.
Well,
One stowaway be that big of an impact?
It can if we're going to be pretty much traveling for over a month. I don't exactly want to stop unless we have to.
do you need help looking?
Sure, feel free.
All right, I'm gonna see if I can try to find some
Yeah.
tracks, places that are not supposed to be.
All right.
Search the nooks and crannies.
So
Oh.
let's go ahead. Anybody who wants to get involved, you're looking for a perception, and I'm gonna say standard one, intuition.
Okay.
Unless y'all have a better idea what you would be rolling for this.
Yeah,
I
like
get a-
those.
Yeah, that's perfect. For
The
me.
only other
Me
one I
too.
can think of would be a survival if somebody has a higher survival.
No.
I get a
Do-
+1 to spot checks. Does that apply here?
Absolutely.
If
Cool.
I go up in the crow's nest and just kind of look over the entirety of the deck and see if I see some sort of like suspicious moving person as the chaos is going on, can I use marksmanship instead of intuition for being a trained archer?
You know what? I will say yes. I like that. I
Cool.
like that. I think that's a good use of the skill.
And if I use my buddy Camu, can I switch over from intuition to survival to kind of sniff out?
Sure.
Yes.
And just a reminder, successes are 7s and up, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I only
This is
got
a
one.
Very, very forgiving game.
I got 3.
3 successes.
How
Hopefully that-
many how many rerolls do I have?
I got a 10 and an 8.
Right now you have 1 reroll.
Ugh. Ugh, I rolled so many dice and didn't get any successes.
I got
Ooh. Well, right now we've got 2
My
people in the
doggy.
group that definitely are on the trail.
Okay, I'm just going to remain oblivious. I rolled 3 1s and 3 5s and a 2. It's incredible.
All right.
you get up in the crow's nest and get distracted by the vastness of the sea.
Like a bird hits you in the face. I think Camus is taking to the ground and sniffing, and like about 3 seconds later, once he seems like he's on a trail, Ranto is also on the ground sniffing.
Okay. He definitely picks up a trail, and it looks like he runs towards the front of the ship and towards a ladder that descends down into the holds, and kind of paws the edge of the ladder.
Oh yeah,
And
that's my boy.
As you run up to it, you see a shadow moving down there, away from the ladder.
Okay.
With 3
And
successes, how far behind am I?
You're not too far behind, but I'm gonna say that you, while everyone else is moving about on the the main deck, with your intuition, you're like, everyone else is already up here looking, and you go down to the first level of the hold, and while you're there, you hear movement, you hear running, and it's further deeper in the ship, and you're like, nobody else should be down here. And so you begin taking off towards the sound. And so both groups, now Camo is not going to be able to continue onwards. He's not going to, unless you tell him to go ahead and leap down there, he's not really planning on climbing a ladder.
All right, I tell him, hop on, buddy. He can hop on my back.
All right.
And I'll jump down there. How deep, how far is it?
It's about 20 feet.
Oh, I'll take the ladder.
There you go. Chet, and how about you?
I'm going to chase after that sound.
All right.
Is there anything around me, like a piece of board or some such easy to hold in one hand, just any object?
Sure. Absolutely. Spend a karma.
All right. Spend a karma.
There we go.
I got a crowbar.
All right. So I'm going to say go ahead and give me a roll again to see if you can locate wherever this person is gone.
Okay. Instead of intuition, can I use speed, though?
Yeah, absolutely. You are running through the ship.
Cool.
Does this apply to all of us? Or just
it-
Chet on his pursuit?
He's using speed because he's running. If you have a skill combination that you can explain why you would be using it, feel free.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get anything, so I'm using my reroll.
All right.
Okay. 4.
I'm assuming I don't apply to this because I'm up in the
Okay.
cronus.
Yeah. But you'll see.
Okay.
The two of them have ventured down further into the ship. So Chet, that's 4 successes.
Yeah.
You well, let me go ahead and get Ranto too. How many successes did you get?
Oh, sorry, I didn't roll yet. I was hoping, could I use speed and stealth to sort of duck into hiding with Camus and then tail from shadows to be unnoticed?
We did get a karma from Sir Pike Otter, and the GM also got a karma.
Oh, thank you.
Ooh.
Thank you for using your channel points. We appreciate it.
So as you I'm gonna say yes, you can.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 successes.
All
5
right. The
successes.
two of you seem to come to a location near the front of the ship, and briefly you're like, where did they go? And you see a porthole moving as if it is closing just the slightest bit. You're like, immediately, it's like they must have gone out that porthole onto the side of the ship. So I take you both go rush over there and take a look.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll look first in case it's a trap, but I think you should go through first because you're smaller.
Yeah. Don't let my dog go through, though.
Okay. You stick your head out the porthole, and you're gonna need to make a dodge check.
Okay.
Good call.
What do I roll for this one?
All right, so this falls under the standard with combat for this game. Let me see if I can pull up my standard sheet really quick. So you get to use athletics. Is kind of the common one, but any way that you want to go ahead and work that out. There's also other methods. It's on page 144 of the book.
Okay. This
So athletics, speed is a pretty common one, things like that.
it's totally understandable if you tell me no to this.
Mhm.
But because of all of my time training, and knowing how to take a hit, knowing how to anticipate a hit, knowing how to, even better yet, get out of the way of a hit, could I use fighting and intuition?
I will allow it, yes.
Okay.
Mainly just because I rolled really well.
He's giving you an opportunity.
Beware the bonking.
Oh, I only got 2.
All right.
Let the
You
bonking
catch
commence.
you catch a heel to your eye as you stick your head out to look. And you take 3 points of damage.
That's a lot of
Jeez.
damage. Okay. It's half my health.
It's a heal to the eye.
Yeah.
Yep.
Uh,
And climbing away, now that you kind of can glance, is a young girl, probably not too much older than you. And she is climbing along the outside of the ship, trying to go up to the main deck.
okay. I'll poke my head back in with my black eye, or with my fresh, shining eye.
Yep.
You got hit?
Yeah, and I'll just point up, like out and up at you,
All right. I'll go get him.
and I'll
Watch
say,
the dog.
I'll be right behind you.
Got it. Yeah, I jump on out there and I climb up after in pursuit of Black Eye Giver. Let's see.
All right.
Official title.
So go ahead and give me a check that you think. I know my character is. Whoop. Sorry, dropped my dice. Always a horrible thing. They are going to be going for speed athletics as they try and climb their way up and away.
I would like to go for speed and athletics as well.
All right. Oops, sorry.
Is this like chase through the boat causing like a ripple effect, like the rest of the crew and whatnot, they're like reacting to this little chase scene, or is this
Not
happening like
yet.
so fast that they haven't reacted?
They haven't had a chance to react, and it only involved the 2 players first. But the moment this character gets up to the main deck, everybody else will basically be involved again.
Okay.
So I rolled 5 successes. How many did you roll?
3.
All right.
3.
She outruns you and goes over the edge of the deck. And you hear calls on the deck now above of people now also joining the pursuit. So at this point, everyone, any of the players can go ahead and roll spot who did not before. And Chet, what were you doing? Were you going to run up to the main deck and try and join back in?
Yeah, I'll pick up Amu on my back and attempt to climb up to do like a pincer.
Okay. All right. So
'Cause apparently we're fighting a girl wearing steel-heeled boots.
she just got a really lucky hit on you, honestly. So go ahead and for you, I'm going to say speed athletics as you climb. I'm going to say also speed athletics to go ahead and catch up and go over the edge after her. For
me?
yep. And then for Takumi, you now have the option to spot them.
Okay.
Alright.
I got 2 to spot.
Okay.
Got
You
6.
definitely see her. You are now up over the edge. And she is being surrounded by several of the people on the ship, but she so far has not been caught. She is, ducking behind barrels, swinging over a rope, jumping under a bench, sliding out of the way. Basically, the crew is bumbling, trying to catch up to her.
Oh, I'm going after her.
What about you, Kyou? What are you doing?
I'm probably sitting back and watching. This is entertainment.
You've like got a fan. You're like,
Yeah, I'm like kind of absently playing with the pouch on my hip, and I adjust my kimono, and I just watch everyone bumble after this poor girl, whatever they're doing.
Kyo took a little too much to all of that extra attention back in town.
I wanna try something that I'm not gonna be good at, but I feel like it's in my character to attempt.
All right. She is going to this explain her action. She is going to try to jump using athletics and might. She will jump from one of the barrels, and she's going to try and actually jump her way up into the rigging. So she is going to start trying to climb up and away from everybody.
Could I react to her jumping off the barrel?
And that, yes, this is where everybody can react. Tell me what it is your character wants to do in this situation.
I want to take my crowbar and throw it at her feet, so she like trips up on her jump.
Okay.
ow.
So you're going to try and throw something at her feet. Where are you trying to do, Takumi?
The more I think about this, the more dangerous this is without me knowing it. But from the crow's nest, could I shoot at like the leg of her pants to pin it to the barrel she's jumping off of?
Okay.
There's so many ways that this can go wrong.
It could. And what about Ranto? What's Ranto going to do?
Oh, I'm going after her. She's getting all jumpy. I'm gonna jump too. Let's see. I would also like to use might and let's see, athletics to kind of match her and catch her, or at least catch up to her so I can nab her.
So based on the narrative framing of what's going on in the scene, I'm going to say everybody is rolling at the same time to decide who is going to have their action take place. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say she got 5 successes. She's rolling like a boss. She's only got 6 dice on this, and yet she's rolling really well today. And that's amazing for me because I never roll well.
All right. For mine,
Mhm.
because I'm trying to throw it like precise, so I'm assuming marksman's going to be one
Sounds good.
of the ones that I use. I was hoping the second one, can that be fighting?
Yeah, that makes sense. Absolutely.
Right. Cool. 'Cause I have 0
I
on
would
marksman,
like
so that helps me out a lot.
I would like to re-roll.
Okay.
Okay,
I rolled 2.
I got 5 on mine, so I meet hers.
Nice.
I think would you say that I am shooting through obstructions when trying to make this shot?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Okay. That's better. It's still kind of bad. I got 3 successes.
Okay. So you shoot, and I'm gonna say that your arrow goes through her gown, but the hole that it creates doesn't pin it. It basically just goes straight through it and lodges into the barrel.
Okay.
Ranto, she jumps out ahead of you.
Yeah, I
But-
only rolled 4.
We also have another table karma from Chet, by the way.
All right, there we go.
Thank you, chap.
Thank you.
And Chet, though, you met her. And so I'm going to say that it trips her up for a moment, and she does not go up into the structure of the ship, up into everything with the ropes. She is still at ship level, so somebody could run over and try and grab her. So yeah, I will let everybody decide. She is still trying to clamber away and up into the netting. But at this point, anyone there can try and stop her. She is right in front of anyone.
Chases are fun. I like chases.
Yep.
I'd like to
only
straight
got
up
3, so difficulty is 3.
I'd like to straight up dive bomber. And I'd like to use speed and might, because I'm gonna spring load myself into the air and just go wow.
People's
you,
elbow
Chet?
her.
Let's see.
Chet?
Yeah. So I'm gonna do similar to what Ronto's doing. But I'm gonna go low.
Okay.
Oh gosh, you're gonna clothesline her? Oh gosh.
We're just gonna football tackle her.
Yeah.
She's
so, like,
gonna do a
Power.
180 in air.
She's on
I'm
the
gonna-
netting, though, right?
Not yet. She's like on the low end of it, still having to climb all the way up.
How far away from me is she?
I'm gonna say, I'll say maybe about 10, 15 feet.
What is it to throw something at her?
It would be marksmanship, and then depending on what you're throwing and how you describe it, it could be athletics or fighting.
I have a really heavy coin in my pouch.
Okay, well, I've got 5 successes from Chet, so his action happens. How many from Ranto? 5 from her.
We just
What do-
sandwiched her.
Yeah, you just sandwiched her. What do you want? Do you want to get involved? Do you want to just throw that coin in there and bean her or something?
I was gonna try to bean her in the brain.
Go for it.
I'm just
Oh,
going
like-
to stand in the crow's nest aghast at what I'm about to watch.
Like at the end of X-Men First Class,
Does that happen?
Magneto pushes a coin through.
Through the
Kevin
guy's.
Well, I don't
Oh,
want to
yeah. Kevin
push
Bacon's
it
head.
through. I just want to just.
You don't want to murder her.
Yeah, I just want to leave a little goose egg and make her stop running. I guess.
It'll match my shiner.
I got 3 successes.
Okay. So I'm going to describe the scene. She is starting to clamber up the netting, but as she starts to go, a coin nails her right on the forehead. Not hard enough to do any damage.
I want
But
her to
enough-
have the little hole imprint in the middle of Japanese coins. I just want her to have a little square or whatever, just sticking out a little bit.
And so it stops her for a brief moment, and it's at that point that at chest level, Ranto, and at foot level, Chet just basically, hit her from both sides, and she goes limp onto
You
the.
just turned
surface
her
of the
into a
boat.
Z.
Oh!
I mean, it looks like something that the NFL would just be throwing flags all day long.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there's flags on the play. The captain is throwing out flags and calling for timeout.
I'm imagining Wile E. Coyote when he's full spread eagle, arms and legs in every direction, and he's just spinning sideways in the air.
And while all this is going on, I'm going to say that Guy is over at the edge of the ship. He sees all this going on, gives you a thumbs up, goes, "Good job," and commences to continue to throw up from seasickness over the edge of the boat.
Another GM karma from chat.
Thank you very much.
You're up to 2 by my count, John.
Yes, and I have used one of them, just so
So we-
everybody knows.
Oh, okay. So I'll take one
Yeah.
away.
So we smack this girl down real cool. Do a great team pose.
How old is this child?
Looks
no,
to be
don't ask
about
that.
16.
Oh.
my age.
So she's older than the rest of us, except for Ranto,
But
because Ronto's old, but little.
Chet, go ahead and give me a knowledge, and I'm gonna say knowledge travel.
Okay, this will be a pretty average roll. Two.
I should have assisted you with that.
successes.
I know so much about knowledge and travel. That is my thing.
Well, I have 3 travel and 2 knowledge, so it's not like getting 2 successes is not terrible.
I had 3 and 3. And I probably wouldn't have got
Oh.
2 successes, so that's fine.
Yeah, without Guy, I think you have all our brain cells.
Yeah. Is Guy just sleeping under below decks?
He's
No,
throwing
no,
up over
he's
this
sleeping.
edge.
Yeah, he's seasick.
Oh, that's right.
So it makes
So
you feel better. I have a combined of 0.
as you kind of push off to do your little team pose, I will say there's a flash of recognition for you, Chet. And with that brief moment, you know who this person is. And when we return, we're going to take a short break. We will talk about who she is and where the story goes from there.
Alrighty, we'll be
Alright.
back in 10 minutes.
So 10 minutes, guys. Please go and hydrate. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see y'all soon.
We're still having a few technical issues, folks, but we're here. We're trying to adjust Ranto's audio. How does she sound to everybody else?
Do I sound
Oh,
okay?
Hey, there
You're
you go. That's way better. Thank
Okay.
you. Okay,
I'm
yeah, I
doing
think we're
all
good.
sorts of things.
Look at you doing
Oh,
all the
I'll saw
things.
my
And thank
pictures.
you, Sir Pike Otter, for gifting it sub to the channel.
Thank you so much.
I cannot pronounce the
Thank you.
username to who it went to, but I hope they enjoy it.
I
Absolutely.
can't see
Oh,
anybody now.
Apparently,
Oh, there we go.
you sound delightful, Justine. Delightful is the word being used in chat.
Yay! Oh, that's great.
Who's
I
saying that?
think she just wants a shirt of the wagon of the design that you claim to have lost.
I'm looking for it.
You know what? It almost makes it more valuable now that she's lost it, though.
The lost,
This is true.
the lost
The
mystery
lost
wagon.
blueprint of the original mystery machine.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking there briefly. Did we have it in our? I guess we don't. I was like, do we have it in our chat? Because didn't you send that out to everybody in our group?
Nope,
and
she
say,
I
just
hey,
think
showed
I
it on-
put it in front of the camera,
uh,
and then I laid it right down beside me on my work table, and it got eaten by something. But I'll find it. I don't think I've thrown any
I
papers
mean,
away.
My desk is pretty atrocious right now, so I don't blame you.
Yeah, there's a reason why I'm sitting on the floor tonight.
People want it, and that means that you make money. So please find it, Justine. God,
At that point, I'll look for it again, or I'll just make a new one.
as long as stick figure wagon and hastily sketched circle Kyou is looking adequately, in charge. That's all that matters.
absolutely.
I don't think that's
So-
a priority, though.
When last we left our intrepid ninjas, you had chased an individual through the boat. There was rumor of a stowaway on board, and at the last moment, you managed to subdue this individual. And by subdue, I mean absolutely demolish, as Chet, kind of whipped her legs out from underneath her, and Ranto this nailed her in the side, and Kyou pinged her in the head with a coin.
I was staying out of it, and there was sassery happening from the crow's nest, and so Kyou stepped in to do the one thing.
Sassery?
Sassery.
I was sassing you?
You said that I let being in charge in Tenokiba get to my head, and so Kyou heard your sassery and your judgmentary from the crow's nest, and was like, "I'm gonna ping this bee in the face."
Fair enough, but answer this. Was I right?
I mean, I may have been sipping a mimosa made by one of the deckhands.
You're too young for those.
This is a fictional
get a Shirley
universe.
Temple.
Not only has it gone to her head, she's now underage drinking.
I told you she shouldn't have visited that bar that one time.
We'll say it was, yeah. I mean, let's remember I did buy a lot of drinks in that bar for a lot of people.
True. I love it.
But that said, as you get up to do your awesome, pose as, victory, whatever, sweeps in, Chet, you have a brief moment of recognition. Outside of the fact that she is mildly attractive, you also are like, oh. And in your mind, the name immediately comes. Tomue. For those of you in my players who like to keep notes, that's Tomue. So, Tomue Yamada. And
Okay, I knew how to spell the first part. What's the other name?
Yamada?
Yeah.
Yamada.
I couldn't tell if you were saying Yamada or Iamada, and I was just making sure.
Go tell Yamada.
I now have in my notes, she is cute.
Always good to have in your notes. But
Okay. Yeah, all right. I'll look down and just be like, Tomoe, what are you doing here?
she, of course, can't answer right this moment.
dead.
Y'all knocked her out.
Okay. Well, instead of saying that, if she's clearly unconscious, I'll say, Tomoe, what's she doing here?
Who's that?
So you have a rapid flashback, just remembering when you were much younger, traveling with your father across provinces, attending to different imperial business, going to various cities, meeting with other nobles. And you remember that Tomoe was the same age as you, and oftentimes when your parents were attending to noble business, you were pretty much sidelined to gardens. She would be out there playing with various toys, and she would let you join in, as it were. She would hand you something, and you both would be playing outside when you were very young.
Just someone I used to know.
Somebody that I used to know.
But
That was beautiful.
I was gonna go there, but Sam
we
took it.
should probably I guess we should let the captain deal with her, but
Yeah, other sailors are already
this
sweeping
complicates things.
in, and they immediately tie her up. And the captain says, "Just take her down to the brig for now. We'll figure out what we're doing."
Oh man, I was gonna splash my drink on her face to see if she'd wake up.
Are you going to try?
You're
Yeah,
gonna throw alcohol at the child?
Number one, teenager, and I was gonna switch it to an Arnold Palmer. Okay, so it's some sort of tea mixed with a citrusy lemon drink with a lemonade of sorts. Because I asked for a Mai Tai or a mimosa, and the ship person was like, "I don't know what those are, and you're a child, so you don't get that."
But
You can have
he knows
Sprite.
who Arnold Palmer is.
Yeah.
Famous
Famous
ninja
samurai
from
golfer.
before the Crusade. Okay, a Ronin even, but yeah, I was gonna go psh, and see if she'd wake up.
She wakes up and kind of just suddenly lunges against her bonds, trying to get away, and she is unable to do so.
Whoa. You know, we probably could have paid your way onto this boat if you'd really needed it.
And she doesn't really respond to that. But the crew begins to just basically drag her down, taking her towards the staircase. She sees you briefly, Chet, and for a moment her struggles stop, but then they start right back up as she basically is just trying to break free. But at this point, there are enough people dragging her away that she is gone from sight within moments, taken down into the holds.
So that was weird, right?
Yeah, I'll see if I can talk to her later. First things first, though. I'm going to make my way to the ship's doctor
Okay.
and ask if he can do something about this whole situation.
All right. Doctor is just like, just one moment, and a few seconds later produces a salted piece of meat and straps it over your eye.
Man, Jonathan is just hooking you up with more and more GM karma, John.
Nice. I will definitely take advantage of that.
Jonathan, why you do this to us, man?
Cool. I'll rock that. I'll rock the meat patch.
Yep.
You'll get your eye patch one day.
Oh,
You
Kyou
will-
goes, oh, and runs off and comes back a little while later whenever you need me to come back, and has produced an eye patch hastily made out of some textiles and things that he had in his bag. It's kind of blue and purple, but it's all the fashion. I'll get you a red one later.
I'll let the meat reduce the swelling first, but I'll keep that in my pocket.
Okay. You'll get 2 health back.
Okay.
That's some good meat.
That's some good meat. That's Wagyu.
And a good doctor.
Oh yeah, that too.
But mostly the meat.
I thought it was like Wagyu.
Might be now.
It's like Kobe.
Kobe beef.
Kobe beef.
Yeah.
Famous ball player.
Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
All right. So that evening, the captain, of course, thanks all of you for your assistance in getting the stowaway. Informs you that when we hit the mouth of the Gulf, that we will essentially drop him off on the shore there. He's not, but it's not a barbaric thing. Because it's like, look, I'm not going to take her out to sea, but I'm not going to just toss her overboard. We will put her in a lifeboat. One of my men will drop her off on the shore, and that will be the end of that before we get out into the ocean.
Did she say why she's stowed away? Did you get to talk to her?
I tried to talk to her, but she really didn't want to talk. She didn't say anything. I told her that we just did not have the ability to take her to sea, and that we were just going to drop her off. But she really didn't respond to any of my questions. I asked her who she was, why she had snuck on board. Honestly, I asked how long she's been on board, because she might have been on our ship for a few days while it was in port.
Would you mind letting me ask her a couple questions?
No, not at all. But please, I don't think that there is going to be any need for violence. You don't need to interrogate her.
I don't plan on interrogating her.
Good. Well,
Could I
yes.
ask one question about her physicality? Like, does she look like thin, like she's been on the boat, or not well fed for a while?
I'm gonna say that is something that's coming to you later. That you're thinking about it at this point. I'm gonna say that you need to make a intuition and I'm gonna actually say holistics.
Oh gosh. Here goes, brightest bulb in this bunch.
I have holistic somewhere.
This is just a passing thought, though, so I can't ask for help for it. I don't
True.
think.
Oh yeah, and mine only counts when I'm healing someone.
So with
can't
my holistics of 0, I get to roll 2 die.
That's more than what I would get to roll.
No idea. 0 successes.
Okay. Do you bring this up to any of the rest of your team, or why you were thinking about this or anything?
No, I don't think so. It just the thought just kind of triggered when the captain mentioned how long she could have been on the boat.
All right. So, Chet, you plan on going? Is anyone else going to go with him?
You need backup. She probably does not want to see me, to be fair. But she might like to see a dog.
I don't think that could hurt.
Okay.
I think it might be best if I go alone, though.
Okay. That's fair.
I'm gonna lurk nearby, but I'll stay out of view because I'm the only person who hasn't clocked her upside the head at this point.
Not that you didn't try.
I aim for the leg.
The
Yeah.
likelihood that she saw me as the one that threw. Did I get my coin back, by the way? I probably scoured the deck looking for it. Don't want some sailor stealing my big heavy coin that I use to hurt people.
Mr. Krabs.
I have another shirt idea. It just needs to have Kyou on it with his name, and then underneath of it says "has priorities."
I do. I do. How do you think I've run a successful family business since
See?
I was far too young to be running it?
Look at this
I'm
child businessman.
You're all
Perfect.
constantly unimpressed and yet baffled. So,
I'm at least one of those things. Yes.
So,
shut
Chet,
up.
you go down into the ship's hold. It's about you go through crew quarters, down into the main holds, and in the lower reaches the holds, you find a makeshift, cells set up, and there is one sailor that is kind of keeping guard, more eating and just sitting nearby. They kind of pop up and wipe their mouth and are like, what are you here for?
Captain said I could ask her a couple questions.
Oh. Okay. And
You-
literally just takes their noodles and wanders away.
Okay, cool. I
I'll
didn't
eat
even have
over
to
here.
ask. So I didn't really eat my dinner, and I've
Okay.
brought it with me.
All right. She is curled up in the cell, kind of pushed to the back corner in the shadows. But you can make out her form there.
Okay, at this point, I've switched from the meat to the eye patch.
Okay.
But I'll walk up. I'll place the tray of food in the cell, push it towards her, go to the far wall, and just sit across from the cell.
Her eyes watch you the entire time. And once you put the food down and walk away, she hesitantly but finally walks over, a certain level of pride in her stride that is not unusual, but you don't remember it from when you were kids. But she walks over, picks up the food, stands up, and is just like, I wasn't certain when I saw you at first, but you're Chet-chan, aren't you?
I am. What are you doing here, Tomoe?
What are you doing here?
I'm trying to get. Where are we going again? I forget. It's been a long time.
Please tell
So
me you ask her that.
Tell me, Tomoe, where am I going?
Who am I?
Sorry.
the team is just basically on the ship trying to get to the eastern reaches of the Empire on the ocean.
Okay,
So
yeah. I'm heading to the eastern region
I'm on a mission
of
from
the
the Lord.
Empire.
is that where this ship is going?
Yeah.
I was just trying to get away.
Get away from what?
She kind of hesitantly looks at you, but is like, I don't really want to talk to you about it. Honestly, the more I tell you, the more danger I put you in.
I'll just laugh at that. And just say, you can't be any more danger than I'm already in. And I'll
Ooh,
like
edgy.
lift part of my Like, I'll lift up part of my shirt and just she'll see some of the scars that are there.
Hashtag humble brag.
I've been up to a few things since last time I saw you.
So what happened? Did you join like the Imperial Army or something, or?
Not quite. I am part of the war.
Okay. So you've seen some action.
Lived through it.
You understand the way things work in the court.
It's true, but I also know that it's harder to deal with things by yourself.
Sometimes it's better that way, though.
Is it? Or are you just not wanting to see other people get hurt?
I think that's a fair thing to say, though, isn't it? I don't want to see anybody else get hurt.
I mean, neither do I, but without my friends by my side, I'd be dead.
Aww.
If you don't have anyone watching your back, it's easier to stab it.
That's the only place I don't have scars.
Oh,
I'll even do like empathy persuasion if that would help get information.
Actually, that would probably be good. Yeah, absolutely.
So, okay.
I'm gonna set a difficulty of 2.
I said persuasion. I don't know. Oh, it is persuade. Okay, I picked 2 bad ones because I only have 2 pips.
it makes it more meaningful.
I don't have any persuade, but I have some empathy.
Do you want to use karma before we get to that point?
Oh, are you guys cool with me using a karma?
By my estimation, I have 4 still stacked on the table in front of me. So go for it.
Okay.
And
All
we
right,
got one just now.
Cool. I got 2 out of 3.
Okay. So you make the difficulty. Look, this is a really sticky situation. I'll tell you, but I already know there's something you can do for me. The Emperor
I
is
won't know
reaching
unless
out.
I try.
Well, the Emperor is reaching out for new allies. And he has forced my family to make arrangements for my marriage. And I have decided not to participate. So I faked my abduction.
Okay.
I'm glad your captain is not going to take me back to port, because I probably would have been captured again.
Yes, that is a good thing.
But I'm on the run. That's what I've decided to do. And unless you want to take on the Emperor and whatever forces he decides are involved in this, I am not getting you involved in this.
Well, I've already put myself in a position where I'm taking on the Empire. So helping you wouldn't change that.
She looks at you long and hard. So you're siding with the ninjas?
Yeah.
Do you actually know any?
A couple.
You have met some weird friends.
And we've been doing good. I like to think we've been doing good.
Weird. I would have never imagined you doing anything like this.
Well, I've made a lot of decisions that people didn't see happening.
Well.
I think me and my friends could help you. Oh, if you come with us.
Come with
Would
you
you-
where?
Well, right now we're heading east. Once we get there, I know there's a place that we're specifically going. Do we know what it is?
You are headed to Arashi Port along the Arashi Sea.
So we're heading to the Arashi port right now to
Why are you
check
going
in.
there? There's like nothing there.
There's potentially somebody there hiding that we need to find.
Well, look, that sounds like a great place to go because if I didn't want to get found, that'd be a wonderful place to hide. So
Why
yeah,
don't you come
sure.
with us? All right, I'll talk to the captain and see if I can get you the rest of the way there.
She thinks and looks very meaningful, and she's like, "Thank you, Chechan." Or do you go by something else these days?
I'll stand up, start walking out the door, or start walking around the corner. Turn my head back around my like do the half back along the shoulder, and just say, "Nowadays, people call me Chet."
It's true.
And then I exit.
The worst
make
thing
my-
is that I can see it in my head.
I'll make my way to
Yeah,
the captain.
All right. So she decided to talk to you.
Yes, she's actually an old friend of mine. Do you think you could grant her passage for the rest of the trip? She can have my portion of the rations. I can go without.
He looks at you for a long time. That won't be necessary. But I'm going to put it this way. People on this ship are either passengers and they're paid for, or they're working. One of you is already paid for it. If you want her to take your spot, you're working, or she is. One or the other.
Are we around this conversation, this part?
I leave that up to Chet. Chet, did you let the rest of your team know about this conversation?
I would have gone straight to the captain.
Okay.
I'll work. That's no issue.
Well, welcome to the crew then.
Part to the ship, part to the crew.
You're gonna find it's harder work than you probably think.
Fix your chair, John.
Sorry.
I think you'll find that I'm a harder worker than I look.
Maybe. But I find that people who've lived their life on land have no idea what it's like out here. So, with that said, he says, is there anything else you need to talk to me about?
When do I need to be up, and where's my station?
The Master Arms will find you. Just be ready to go bright and early.
All right. And now I'll find my friends.
Okay. So the rest of the group, you do see Chet walking up.
Oh, lover boy, how'd it go?
So what's her deal?
So she had an arranged marriage set up with
Ew.
someone from the Empire. She ran away. She's being pursued. I offered her to come with us port where no one is because she thinks she can hide out there.
Okay. I'm
What
cool
if-
with it. What's up?
What if what?
I was just gonna say, why? I mean, can't you just talk to your dad and see if they can arrange the marriage with you? You don't have to do it.
Gross.
I get extremely flustered at that thought, and I just say, "What makes you even think that I want to marry her?"
It's not about.
Dummy?
It's.
The fact that your face
I'm
is
just
as red as
saying.
your hair now.
I'm just saying that would solve the problem. Because if you don't want to marry her, that's fine. It's just legal. It's just on paper. You don't have to like kiss her or anything. I've heard about this.
I don't even know what to say to you right now. This is all so sudden.
Since she was a stowaway, how did you work out to get her to stay? I doubt the captain just let it happen.
I've agreed to join the crew, and she's going to take my spot as a paid.
That's stupid. I can go
passenger.
pay for her. You know that, right?
I don't.
Are you just a sailor now?
Yes.
I can barely hear you, Justine.
You got quiet again, Justine. Sorry. But I mean, Kyou is already like pulling out coins and like counting, because he didn't ask for it. But when he was in Tenakiba and he was talking to the other merchants, they just gave their portion of like, they're like, here, just take this with you and take it back. And I was like, I mean, I didn't say no, but I did my best to push it away, very quietly, and then I took it and put it in my pouch. So we have some extra money.
Well, you're free to talk to the captain if you want. I've made up my mind.
Takumi, while they're discussing money, has taken out a quill and a piece of parchment that he would have painted on, and starts play acting and writing as he's like exaggerating as he's walking around and saying, "As the noble samurai fell on his sword for the fair maiden."
Oh, look, he's a writer now.
So, like, first off, do I sound okay?
Yeah, you're better now. Yes.
So, like, you're a sailor now, and you're gonna marry this girl?
Only one of those things is true at the moment.
But,
I know. I just like watching you freak out.
If Kyou pays for her fare, that means you marrying her.
I don't.
Oh, do I get to arrange it now?
I don't. I didn't agree to that.
He said only one of those things was happening.
You guys.
I like
you guys.
I like watching you struggle. This is funny.
I have to go get fitted for my cool sailor outfit.
I need to start making little graphics that I can just ping on for a quick flash, and I want that like that little symbol that comes up over their foreheads when they get, freaked out, and then the little red cheeks. I just need that to start coming up, and on whatever window I need it on.
I need to get my sailor variant costume fitted. Action figure coming soon.
No sleeves.
No sleeves. Never.
So, are you going to track down the captain and try and pay the passage, or are you just going to let Chet do this?
I'll let Chet do it for a few days. He seems to want to.
Okay. So the next morning, bright and early, Chet, and more early than bright, there is a large gentleman standing over you, and he basically taps you with the edge of his foot. It's like, time to get up.
And Kyou is
God.
peeks out from behind him and is like, this is going to be good. and just follows them to watch.
You got up super early just to mock him?
I did. I did.
Priorities.
Right.
Gosh, I need
day-
that shirt now more than ever.
Yeah, I get it. I get up, I crack my skeleton, and let's get to work.
Done. labor before. You've done manual labor that is usually, the traditional things that you did when studying under the monk.
I
So
I do recall clearing and restoring that temple as part of my
yes.
training. And that was a lot
So
of heavy stone.
you are actually doing okay as you spend the majority of the day alongside two other cabin boys who are scrubbing by hand the deck, removing bird poop and other things that have caked onto the deck and the handrails, working your way across this huge ship. The thing that strikes you is that it's not so much about how strong you are, how tough you are. This is just grueling stamina level work. You are scrubbing the same poop for a minute before it starts to break down. And so you're moving across the ship, slowly doing this. And by the end of the first day, your knuckles are red. Your skin is cracked just from exposure. And but at the same time, you're not exhausted. You're fatigued, but pretty much you go back down and sleep. A sleep that you haven't really had in a while since your training. That sleep of just pure exhaustion where you lay down and it doesn't matter how uncomfortable it is or how uncomfortable you are, it's lights out. For the rest of the team, this is, however, what you are seeing. Is there anything y'all are doing?
At one point in the day, while he's scraping poop off of the deck, I'll be standing next to Kyou and kind of lean over a little bit and go, love knows no bounds.
I know, right? I mean, I'm willing to feed the animals, but I wouldn't be. Somebody else, takes care of that part, I think.
I'm on manure duty today, and I feel like that's better than this.
I think
See?
at one point, non-intentionally, Ranto in her bare feet just walks by after Chet gets a particular spot finally looking nice and polished, and whatever gunk is stuck to the bottom of those janky feet has just left a very tiny Ranto foot-shaped print on the board. And she's just walking idly by, doesn't even notice.
And Kamu had been rolling around in the hay with the donkeys and mules and is trotting happily after you, and I'm sure tracking all kinds of stuff across the deck.
Yeah.
We're the best friends.
Lunch that afternoon is boiled potatoes. And they just hand them out hot, pulling them out of a soup kettle and handing them off to you. And this is, they give them first to the passengers. And while you're sitting there, you also now see that Tamue is brought up to the deck and sat down, and they hand her a hot potato, which takes her a few moments to basically fumble with before she finally grabs onto it with a piece of her clothing to eat.
Kyo is looking to see if Koga hones in on the new girl. He always fancied himself kind of a player when we were like 13. I'm only 13 now, but
I still remember the Axe body spray.
It was terrible.
Koga looks over y'all's way ever so often and just will nod at you, but otherwise steers clear. Really doesn't seem to interact with anyone, and not even Tamue. Unless you want to spend karma and say that he shows interest. I will let the table say for 2 karma.
She's not sitting with us, right? She's like over at another table. Yeah. No, I and he's not going to be sitting with us. There can't be that many tables. I'll spend 2 karma. But
all right.
He only said one. Don't spin
No, I
two.
said two.
He said
I
two.
said two. I said two. Remember, that is one of the blessings of this system is that you can affect the story as it's being told by spending karma. So yeah, no, he sees her and is like, mind if I have a seat? And she's looks at him as like, I guess not. But the two
He's
of them
lucky
begin to
I'm making some of myself right now.
Yeah. The two of them strike up a conversation. And yeah. That afternoon, Chet, the work just continues. And that evening, the sleep finds you. The next day, similar event. The ship's sergeant at arms basically finds you, wakes you, takes you up to the main deck, and begins teaching you knots. But
I
yes,
would say by day 3, by the time he gets there, I'm already awake and dressed and
Alright.
ready.
But on day 2, he starts teaching you to tie knots. And he's like, okay, here's the knot that you're going to do. Here's the spacing that you're going to do. And he actually shows you on the railing where there are belaying pins that are set at different links. He's like, you tie the knot here, 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 and here. When you're done with those knots, you move it all the way down, put the last knot on this pin, and start the entire process back over. Keep going.
Yes, sir.
And he leaves, and after a couple hours, comes back and is like, okay, now I'll turn it sideways. And he begins to show you, and within moments, you begin to realize that he's teaching you make rigging. But this is a grueling task yet again. Your hands, you have no doubt, your palms right at the edge are going to have blisters by the time this is done today.
Never
is
be
on-
a hand model after this boat.
It is on the third day that Kyou walks by watching him tie rigging and notes to himself that that's a useful skill that we could use maybe someday, and then goes and finds the captain and offers to pay. But he does not tell Chet that he did that.
Okay. So I'm going to say then that on the third day, there are going to be a couple events that take place. One of which is a sleek-looking ship showing up. It is pulling into the Gulf as y'all move through. It is not nearly as large as the ship you are on, but it is unlike the ships that you've seen so far in the Empire. Remember, at one time, you were at the port city where they did a lot of the trading, and it was their boats moving back and forth, trading between warehouses for the entire Empire. You've seen ships before. This is not like nothing you've seen before. Is anyone paying any special attention to that or anything?
I will.
I mean, yeah, I want to look at the big boat.
All right, go ahead and all of y'all give me some. I'm gonna say for those of y'all are this watching in general, perception, intuition. For those of y'all who are perhaps wondering where it's from or if you might know anything about it, I'm gonna say travel knowledge.
I'll just look at pretty boat. Good.
I also look at pretty boat with 1 success.
All
Uh,
right.
2
I got-
successes.
4 successes on travel knowledge.
You're really good with boats.
Ooh, big boat. Encyclopedia over here says.
You know that this is not. You begin thinking. You're like, okay, I've seen a lot of different vessels, trading vessels. There are boats that make up Obviously, the Empire, it's not one of those. It's not a vote from the land of seed and blossom. You're very certain of that. You start thinking, okay, it doesn't look like anything that you think the land of the five blades would have. Instead, you're like, this is a boat, you believe, from one of the island nations. Not a lot is known about them, other than they're said to be fairly anti-ninja. And at the same time, they're better known for out on the open sea being pirates.
Oh,
I immediately go to the captain, or try to find the captain.
Okay. The captain is watching from the helm. Ranto, you got one success.
Mhm.
Karma for the
notice
table.
A look of concern from Tamue.
What you got? What you thinking about?
She looks at you and is just like, "Oh, nothing. I just don't like those ships." And she departs from the deck. She actually goes down into the ship. But
Helpful.
Kyou, what are you doing?
I said I was going to find the captain, and you said he was at the helm.
Yep.
So, captain, those ships, I think they're pirates.
That's very interesting that you know about that.
Have you never heard of Fujishita and family? We are one of the most widespread spice and textile merchant chains
That
in
explains
all of.
things a little bit more.
I don't remember the name of this empire, but in this empire.
No, I'm aware of that ship, but that ship isn't one of their more common pirating vessels. That actually is one of their government representative ships.
crap.
Well, I don't know if this matters or not,
Mm-hmm.
but our former stowaway, now passenger, is running from an arranged marriage, and I have no idea if they might be looking for her.
His face kind of goes slack and has this look of, now you tell me, on his face.
Not another one.
I mean, my friend just kind of mentioned it. I didn't think anybody. She mentioned nothing of the island nations, as far as I know.
Sergeant at Arms. And he calls out. And the man who's been coming for Chet every day. Listen, go ahead and double the shifts for the crow's nest. And inform the rest of the crew. We're making haste for the open ocean. Get us out of this bay.
We can. I often speak on behalf of my friends, even though they don't like me to. But we can help. I mean, I know that we're younger than most of your crew, but we have. One of my friends has great eyes and is a good scout in the crow's nest. And the rest of us have been training on martial arts since we were young. I don't know how useful Chet's going to be. His hands seem to be bloody messes at the end of every night, but whatever. He has feet.
Look, if you're offering to help with getting us out to sea and getting us away from this situation, we'll take whatever help you're offering.
Okay.
We probably have a couple days, if that is even possibly her suitors. Then we've got a few days head start. But we are going to make our way out, and unfortunately our path is known. We'll just have to see if they figure out who we are. But I want out of this bay, and I want as far away from it as possible. If your people can assist us with that, all the better.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure you knew what we might be dealing with.
All right. That said, what is our party doing? What is our team doing?
Do we do the more oblivious of the group get this information, or are we still in the dark?
No,
What's
I come and tell. I'm like, I even find Chet, and I'm like, ask your. I say, ask your girlfriend if she was betrothed to the island nations, and I know she's not your girlfriend. It's just a saying, okay? Just there's pirates out there, Chet.
She told me she didn't like those boats, if that means anything.
That-
And then I look up and notice the ship for the first time because I've been busy working.
You've been working, yeah.
Oh, hey, cool ship.
Yeah, I'll go ask her about it.
I wasn't going to tell you, but I paid your way. You don't have to do this.
Did that get resolved? Did you actually talk to the captain and do it?
I did, yeah. Like before the pirate ship showed up.
Yeah,
I'd
it
already
was
done
funny.
that. I just wasn't going to tell you. I was going to let you finish your day, and like you kept waking up before the guy even got there starting today. So I was like, well, I mean, if he wants to do it.
It's.
Prank.
I mean, it.
You're a weird
reminds-
friend.
It reminds me of training. It helps from me getting soft. So I think I'll stick
I
with
get
it.
that. That's fine. I'll see if I can get my money back.
Also,
That's cool, though.
learning how to operate and maintain a ship could be useful later.
Oh,
Could be useful. My goal is to someday. We have pirates. Let's talk about this later.
we're getting a little distracted.
Okay, so Chet, do you go track her down?
Yeah.
You find her down in the hold, and she is at a table in the galley, sitting opposite of Koga. And she looks over at you and says, "Oh, Chet, Chet,
She's been-
do you know Koga?" And he just looks up at you as just like,
Yeah.
he kind of gets that sheepish look, like his shoulders kind of hunched a little, of like, "Oh God, what's happening now?"
Yeah, I know Koga. We're not friends.
Koga's just trying to lay low.
Koga's just like, yeah, look, I'll talk to you later, maybe at supper later. And he just looks at Chet and just gets up from the table and leaves. What was that about?
It's a long story, but and I'll tell it to you in time. But right now, it seems there's a situation going on. What's with the ship?
Which ship? She's
Uh,
just dodging, obviously.
The one outside, the pirate ship. I was told that you saw it, freaked out, and came down here. We've spoken to the captain, and we're going around it. We're going out to the open sea, so we're not getting close to it. You don't have to hide.
Well, thank you for that, but you're asking something?
Yeah, are those the people you're running from?
Yes. Okay? Yes.
Okay.
The Emperor is hoping that perhaps he can boost his navy with ships and men from the island nations.
Okay. Like I said, I'm only trying to help you, so it's good if we know who we're helping you from.
I appreciate it.
All right. Have you had a chance to meet with my people? They've had me work really hard on the ship these days, so I haven't had time to introduce you properly.
Your people?
Yeah. I'll bring him down. I'll make introductions.
Okay.
I'll pop up, give everyone the hand signal that means come here.
I mean, she already knows the
One that
dirty
we've
one.
all agreed on.
We
So-
all agreed on the sign, a hand sign that says "Come here."
Yeah, it's this one.
It's
I can't see what you're doing, Roxy.
I'm beckoning people closer.
So you all go down, and for the first time, you are standing opposite of Tamue. A little bit more cleaned up and dressed normally.
So, Tomoe, this is Ranto, Kyou, and oh no, Takumi.
that one.
Oh,
Hey,
I
Well,
thought
was
you
here
literally
too,
said, "I
bro.
don't know." So I was like, "That's."
said- I said, "Oh no," because I forgot. Then
I've
Oh,
only
and
known you since what, 3rd grade?
that guy collapsed on the table over there is Guy. He's okay.
hey! He holds up a hand.
Honestly, I meant to talk to the captain about paying for that anyway because Guy hasn't been eating. Everything he's tried to eat, he immediately vomits. So, I mean, he should get discounted.
these,
Get a
I'm
meal.
gonna haggle that later.
I'll look her in the eye and say, "These guys are my friends.
Hey,
They're on the same side that I am, and we share the same goals."
I'm sorry I bodied
Don't judge
you.
us based on association.
She kind of smiles at that. Right now, I don't know what to say about any of this. But
Say hello. It's nice to meet you, and thank you.
well, hello. It's nice to meet you, and thank you for. I guess you're going to help.
Yeah, what are we doing exactly?
Beats me.
Well, we're gonna outrun pirates. I don't know if you guys missed that part, that there's
Well,
pirates out there.
Yeah, but we're stuck on a boat. Where are we gonna go?
We're gonna fight those
Out-
bees.
Going out into the ocean.
Are we gonna swim?
No, the
No.
boat's going around.
No, the boat is
Ah,
going out. We were in a bay. I know that you stay on land a lot, but we were in a bay, and now we're going back out to the open sea to avoid those bandits and pirates.
So, what's gonna keep them from just following us?
I mean, they can, but hopefully our boat is faster. And if they catch up, Captain said we could fight. I said
Okay,
that we,
that I understand.
I said that we could fight, and the captain said that was fine. Let me
And
clarify.
also, they don't know that she's on the ship. There's a chance they won't even follow us.
Well, hopefully they won't.
So,
But so, is there anything else y'all are planning to do or say to her?
well, so
I-
here's the thing then. If we're trying to, if the goal is to play this off like she isn't even here, she needs a spot. She needs a hiding spot, and it has to be a good one that looks natural on a ship. And I don't know squat about ships. I
I
would
think I
ask
can help.
Guy, but he's
I
out
mean-
of commission.
I mean, she was successfully stowing away for a few days, but I can definitely get you some new clothes. And I thought we'd done a disguise before.
You
Well,
have
I could give her my haystack cape and my hat. You know how I just kind of stack down and turn into a pile? She can just wear that and then go hang out with the mules.
yeah, but if they start poking a stack of hay, because it would be a place where somebody would hide, and they just poke the smaller amount of hay, This is what I'm saying. Like, she has to be invisible.
I think we should worry more about getting the ship away from the other ship.
Well, I can't do anything about that. That's the captain's and the crew's job. I mean, if the job is to keep the stowaway alive, then stowaway has to be away.
I have to get back to work. So I guess you guys can figure this out.
Cool, bro.
I think he likes being a sailor.
Yeah, we might lose him after this.
Mm-hmm. He's going to change professions.
Oh. Chat has sent a suggestion.
Oh.
To hide her in the wagon. Because we had the wagon fixed up to actually have stowaways.
How are they not going to look in there, though?
But there's like secret pockets and stuff.
We put secret pockets in it because I rolled really well.
Just realized
I put hidey places in it. Not saying they might still not try to find it, but wasn't it like a 7 or 8 or 9?
You're right.
Yeah, y'all have gotten it pretty high, but you will have to
stealth mode was pretty high on that thing when we go stealth on it.
Yeah, but like it wouldn't even be a stealth mode thing. It would be there'd have to be a compartment for her to hide in that nobody would be able to find it. Essentially,
I think we put one of those in.
Yeah, we have smuggler compartments.
Yep.
Okay, that might work then.
Yeah, because I specifically wanted that if we ever had to like get into some place and we needed to hide part of our party.
Is it big enough for a 16-year-old girl?
Should be. It's big enough for an adult.
A 16-year-old girl. A 16-year-old girl that's bigger than this one.
I made it big enough that I could stow if I needed to. And I am bigger than all of you. I'm the round one. It's not comfortable for me in there, but I can be in there. So it's at least like 6 foot tall and has, some room. And it's under like a bench, like the driving bench or something. It's kind of in there.
Nice.
Okay. So we should give her the tour of the mystery machine then.
I agree. It's one of my favorite places on this ship, mostly because it doesn't belong to this ship. Would you like to see?
Sure.
Would you like to step in my van, young girl?
Shut up. I'm only 13. I say, would you like to step into my mystery machine, old lady?
We've bodied her. We've dunked mimosas on her, and now we're shoving her in the wagon.
It was an Arnold Palmer. It was a iced tea drink,
and
that was quite refreshing.
And it's an unmarked wagon.
It's marked.
Only when it's in stealth mode. God dang it. Jeez.
Only when we need to hide a body.
It's not nearly as creepy as all of you are making it sound. Don't listen to them. Listen to Chet. You seem to have a good rapport with him. God. Can I just show you the wagon? This will help you not have to be betrothed to a pirate boy.
Sure.
Girl.
And while we're on the way, I can be like, I can ask you about the probability of what it would take to arrange with Chet's dad that you just are arranged marriage with him. I mean, you're both like noble people, right?
Oh, what a bomb!
It's just on paper, right?
Yo, buddy, we gotta teach you how to stop talking.
Wait, no. He told us that they knew each other from like way back when they traveled.
Yeah, but we had that discussion with him days ago, and you just dropped that in the middle of this complete other and different discussion.
I say that without you guys around. That's why we're walking back to the wagon.
Oh,
okay.
And it's just it's not like I'm demanding it. I'm just like, hey, what are the likelihood that we could do this? Because then that would get you out of this whole thing anyway.
Now
If this
you're trying to arrange a
situation
marriage.
wasn't what it was, it would have been a possibility, I guess. But the fact that the imperial court is the one trying to betroth me off to another nation, it's not exactly something that me being betrothed to anyone else is going to stop.
I may not have understood, Kyou may not have, about the Empire thing. I don't remember if Chet said that or not. I don't think Chet said that.
I'm pretty sure I did.
Oh,
I
okay.
think you told us about the marriage.
You told us about the marriage. I don't know if Kyou understood that the Empire was arranging it. He's been operating off the knowledge that Mom and Dad were arranging this to suck up to the Empire.
Yeah, no, it's, yeah.
Because that's how, arranged marriages have worked in other places too.
Yep.
I'm just saying, well, anyway. Are you a loyalist?
Not really.
Okay. Even if you were, I'd still let you hide in my wagon.
Thanks.
Anyway, here it is. And I'm like, thank you, Sean, for the gifted sub. But yeah, I'm gonna show her the wagon, and I kind of show off all the other stuff too, and I introduce her to the pack animals.
So glad that all my friends are making such a good impression on my childhood friend.
I apologized for absolutely destroying her the other day, okay?
She doesn't know that I did anything. All I was doing was trying to get her out of her arranged marriage.
I feel like I've been completely and fairly reasonable. I don't know about Kyou, though.
Yeah, but then
I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Kyou doesn't know.
Are you a loyalist? You can hide in my cart even if you are, I guess.
With that face, with the face that he
That's
just
not the
did.
face that I made. and honestly,
that's gonna be the next shirt.
No, because then she was like, "Oh, well, the Empire arranged my marriage," and now I'm like, "Oh, so are you a big fan of the Empire?" Hey guys, out of character. My understanding of the lore of this land is that there's a lot of people that aren't necessarily on the Empire side. They're not ninjas, all of them. There are a lot of people that think the Empire is a big jerk, or the Emperor is a big jerk. So all I'm saying is, are you like one of them? Do you support all that? It's fine if you are. It's just meh. I mean, it's kind of
giving you a hard time.
It's
kind of a
we
shitty
totally understand
decision,
that.
honestly.
At this point, I would say that with the understanding that she has decided to ditch an arranged marriage.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. John, I can hear myself on your microphone because you're not using push to talk.
These things happen.
It was fine until you yelled right.
Just saying.
I
show her the wagon, and I'm like, when the time comes, if the time comes, and you want to not be found, this is where it is. This is how you get into it. Also, I'm showing her my secret smuggling thing. So if she's a loyalist, I'm also screwing us over. So me being concerned about where her loyalties lie is completely relevant to Kyou's mindset about stowing her in the wagon.
I don't fault any of that. I just think that your 13-year-old interaction with this girl, with so many like adult concerns, it's just hysterical to me.
Well, that though has been established before this episode, that I have always acted way older than I actually am.
Right. I just think it's funny.
Yeah. Most people don't know that I'm 13. You all do because I've told you that.
And grown up with you, kind of.
Kind of. My family moved there later, but I came along like 6 years ago. But yeah, so it's always been a little weird because Ranto is older, but I portray myself as older than her.
Mm-hmm.
So
You also
anyway.
look older.
I do. I look like I've been running a business for a couple years.
And I look like a little street urchin.
Yeah, but that works. That's a good disguise.
Yeah.
So that said,
It's
though,
not a disguise.
we're gonna actually go and be calling
That's why
game
it's
here
good.
pretty soon. But you continue on. She appreciates the information. She actually spends a little bit more time around your group. she does still occasionally talk with Koga. Do any of you join the two of them when they're talking together?
Sure. I don't particularly have as huge a beef with Koga. I'm still wary of him, but I'm also not in the habit of looking for a fight right now.
If I'm not looking for a fight, but if I see Koga like sidling up to her still, especially while Chet's working, I'm gonna like take an apple and sit nearby and be like, "Hey, friends, what are we talking about today?" Yeah, chomp, 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 and then that face that you said that I made asking about the loyalist, I will make that face at Koga whenever I ask questions.
Just get really in there.
Yeah,
So-
I probably would at one point or another, just to what's the word? Bring familiarity.
So let's go ahead, and I'm going to say empathy and intuition is going to be the deciding factor for what Kyou thinks is happening.
An empathy what?
Intuition.
That's not terrible. For what I think is happening?
Yeah, I mean, because you are young, you might have the business sense, but how much world sense do you have? Is he actually going after her or not? And this roll will decide it. I'm setting a difficulty of 2.
Can I use it? I'm gonna use. I'm gonna use. We have 3 karma. May I use 1?
Yeah. Could I also make this roll? Because I get +1 to empathy when I'm reading somebody's motivation.
If you really want to, if you're curious whether Koga would be trying to mac on the lady, go for it.
I don't necessarily care. I just want to know.
Return of the Mac.
I'm gonna stay out of it.
I know. I got a 3.
All right. Boom.
So I should get a boost on that. 3 over the difficulty.
You actually should. Is there anything you want to do with your boost?
Style.
Seem completely in. Oh, thanks. We got a karma for the table from David, and we have a GM karma for John. John, I've got you sitting at 4 right now.
All right.
I don't know. What can I do on a boost? Let me look.
Can you
There's
also
style, there's
talk
effect,
up
there's secondary
Chet?
topics.
So happy for you to explain to us how you style on this boost.
Yeah. I mean, I just have a certain je ne sais quoi. I have some elan to the way, and some panache to how I'm just going to use terms from other games for how I chat up these people. And I'm actually fairly, I want to be fairly, I don't want to come off super aggressive towards Koga, but I kind of want him to be uncomfortable also. So
Right.
I'm like, maybe uncomfortable because I'm not being super aggressive to Koga, but yeah, I talk up Chet, and I'm like, "Hey, Koga, long time no see. How you been? Oh, I see you've met Chet's old friend Tomway here. How's that going? Mind if I join you? Chomp, chomp, chomp on my crispy, juicy apple."
Okay. So that said, yeah, you're very certain that he's not interested. He was just trying to be nice, honestly. And the fact is, he really didn't have too many other people to talk to. So it's like, she's alone, I'm alone. It'll just be nice to have someone to talk to while we're on this trip.
Well, I don't want to run him off. I just want to.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get close enough to make sure I understood what was happening here.
That said, and as the night is winding down, I am spending all 4 of my GM karma, all 4 of them. And it's a little bit more obvious that she seems to pay a lot of attention to Kyou. and seems to be just like much more invested in what you have to say and brightens up when you show up. In fact, you're pretty sure that the crush is on Kyou.
I am. I'm
Yes.
pretty sure she's crushing on me.
Oh, yes.
Oh. That's
Yes.
Love
so cute.
triangle complete.
You're a terrible
Anime.
wingman.
I'm not interested in her.
You're the worst wingman.
Stole
It's
his
a love
girl.
triangle that we can laugh at, Ranto.
And Ranto's just sitting here like, huh?
Huh?
What?
Eh?
Eh?
The two
I have
oblivious people
empathy
of the
for
group.
animals.
Not human empathy at all.
I don't understand this.
Well, that said, I'm going to go and say that the ship makes it out of the bay and out onto the open ocean. You, at this point, have no reason to believe that you are being followed. Let the awkward love triangle begin. That said, I am going to go ahead and call game for the evening. I want to say thank you so much to all my players and people present. I am going to go ahead and say that similarly to our last game, all my players are going to get 4 experience points. I'm going to put this out to chat right now. If you can hear me, who do you think out of all my players today, who did the best job as far as overall roleplay goes? And they will get an extra point of XP. So do we have a consensus from chat on which player it was that they really felt did the best job tonight? Who had it could be a funny moment, it could be leadership based, it could be just general that you thought like they really were their character for that. So what do we got so far? Any votes, any thoughts?
We have a vote for Chet.
Vote for Chet.
It was fun to see Chet get bashful. Not that I don't want
gosh.
to put thoughts in people's heads, but it's 2 for Chet.
2 for Chet.
Just a second, I'm making a poll.
Ooh.
Make it a poll. There we go. I should think these things out before time.
The wonders of the internet.
I appreciate Ranto getting a little bit of credit. Guy got some credit too.
The true hero.
The true hero.
Real MVP.
Yeah, we have as far before the poll went up. I have no idea how to use the poll, y'all. I hope it just showed up in chat. We had Chet, and Chet and Ranto had a good clobbering time, which did lead to Chet having a story hook. And then Guy played well for being sick. So right now, Chet is overwhelmingly in the lead.
I would say so. I was going to say, is Toan present voting for his character, or
Is not. That was
No?
that was Jonathan.
oh, okay.
Or Sir Pike Otter. I'm sorry, I shouldn't use real names if people don't want them. And yes, we have 1 vote for me. I did not do that vote. And 2 votes for Chet. So in the poll, Chet won there as well. So
All
seems
right,
fair.
so Chet, you will have 5 XP for this game. And just really quick, I'm going to toss out a couple of announcements going on. We do have our season 3 continuation of Eliminated Page, our Mask and Yarlathotep actual play is next Thursday. We should be having come up on YouTube pretty soon. We just started up our newest show, which is kind of an old podcast we were doing called Seriously Let's Play, where we are having people come on and we're doing random games. So we're doing pretty much 1 a month. I'm trying to have creators come on. This last one we have had Mitchell Wallace, who showed the table, the game Necrobiotic, and I think the game went really well. I hope that once it goes onto YouTube that you will go and check it out. Be sure to check out our YouTube channel. Be sure to check out our Discord. It's also doing really well. And other than that, please go to our website, passionerdly.com for the moment. And go check out our merch. We do have 2 different lines of merch, but one of those lines is shirts for the Growing Shadows. We also do have travel mugs and a few other things. And please feel free to subscribe if you enjoy the show tonight and like what we're doing with this. We would love to have you joining us and coming back. That said, tossing it to our producer, do we have anything else we need to toss out there for the evening?
No, I'm just dropping a bunch of commands in chat so people can find our cast on other places on the interwebs. Please follow us, subscribe to the channel if you feel so inclined. We appreciate it. It's not required, but it does help us continue to do what we're doing. So if you like what we're doing, we really appreciate any help you can throw our way. No, I'm just gonna. We really appreciate y'all that come back every week. We have good, loyal fans of this show that come back, and we really appreciate you. So, just thank you. I'm going to continue dropping stuff in the chat. If you want to follow people, please do. And yeah, join us on the Discord.
Yep. All right, everyone. Well, thank y'all very much. Really appreciate it. We're going to go ahead and call show. And of course, I always have my players and I chat afterwards when we do our our cool down session afterwards, but we will talk to y'all later.
Bye.
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 Night, everyone.